The context of this passage is Hamlet speaking to his mother about how different her current husband is, which is Hamlet's uncle, compared to her deceased husband, which is King Hamlet. And Shakespeare starts off by using illusions like Jove himself, an eye like Mars, station like the Herald Mercury, and he's using those illusions to compare King Hamlet to a god. And he's saying that it was as if the gods had created King Hamlet. And then he contrasts King Hamlet being a god to the current king as being like a mildewed ear, which is like a bad ear of corn, which is infecting the other one. So the current king has infected the deceased king, is what the mildewed ear means. This also goes along with him not believing. In the beginning of the passage, he doesn't believe that his mother would make such a decision. Like he says, "Have you eyes? And could you on this fair mountain leave to feed and batter on his moor?" And pretty much he doesn't understand why his mother would make this decision. And then he says, "The heyday, you cannot call it love, for at your age the heyday in the blood is tame, it's humble, and waits upon the judgment, and what judgment would step from this to this." And that's just him saying, do you have eyes? You didn't do it out of passion, because passion does not exist at your age. And what would make you make a judgment to go from his deceased father to his uncle? And also there's a shift in the passage after "nor sense to ecstasy was ne'er so thralled." He says, "but it reserves some quantity of choice, and to serve in such difference." And that shift goes from being depressed by words like blood, judgment, madness, and it goes to words like devil, blind, shame, rebellious hell, flaming, burn. So it goes from depression to anger towards his mother. In the beginning, he is sad for his mother's choice and he doesn't want to believe it. But towards the end of the passage, he is showing his mother, that he is really disappointed in her choice. He's angered. He doesn't understand why she would make that choice. But now it's coming to he's coming to realize that it is the choice that she made, and he's angered with that choice because it's not something that he would have made. And after he's pretty much insulting his mother because he second guesses her choices, he says, "What devil blindfolded you?" which is the sentence, "What devil wasn't that thus hath cozened you at Hoodman blind?" So he's saying, who put a spell over you to have you make such a horrible decision as to marry my uncle? And then he says, "Eyes without feeling, feeling without sight, ears without hands or eyes, smelling sans all, or but sickly part of one true sense could not so mope." And what he's saying is, if not having one sense not having one sense such as hearing or sight or feeling wouldn't allow someone to make as horrible a decision as she did. So he doesn't know how she made such a bad decision if she has all her senses, why is it that she was making that decision. And there's another simile that says, if thou canst mutain in a matron's bones, to flaming youth let virtue be as wax, and melt in her own fire. And what he's saying there is, if evil can take over an old woman such as yourself, then let it melt my bones as well, because if it can take over you, then it might as well take over me as well. And this is a pretty much figurative, it's very figurative language, in the sense that he says, he has a lot of similes and personification, such as, in the heyday the blood is tamed, it's humble, it waits upon the judgment, and what judgment would step from this to this. And he also, it just ties all together the fact that Hamlet's not behind his mother's choice. He doesn't believe that his mother made the right choice. This whole passage is just his thoughts being expressed through figurative language and antitheses, because the first sentence is, look here upon this picture, and on this the counterfeit presentment of two brothers, which is him saying, look at this picture and look at the one you hold on your neck now and see how different they are. And the whole passage takes his true father and compares it to his uncle through figurative language.